Quick setup note before we start. ConductorOSS.com works with all coding agents in the current setup, and it runs fully local. Now let's break down what Google just shipped in Vids and what this post actually proves. The smart thing about this Google post is that it does not waste time trying to explain every feature in the product. It picks one simple workflow and makes that workflow click fast. The viewer sees a blank project, a birthday prompt, a landscape selector, a generate button, and then a usable video result. That matters because the point is not raw model bragging. The point is that generation is being folded directly into the editing environment. That is the real shift here. Google is not saying, go open a separate AI lab tool, generate something experimental, export it, and then drag it into your editor. They're saying the editor itself is now prompt native. That is a much stronger product story because it shrinks the distance between idea and first draft. Look at the middle of the clip, and you can see exactly how they want users to think. The prompt field is right there. The aspect ratio is right there. The generate button is right there. Then you get a visible generation state. And right after that, the result can be inserted into the timeline. That is a very deliberate design message. Prompting is no longer a side quest. It is becoming a normal editing action, right next to stock assets, captions, and text. The final birthday title is also doing more work than it looks like. Google is showing that the AI result is not the end of the process. It is the starting block. You generate the clip, drop it into the project, add your title, trim it, and keep moving. That is a better narrative than one-click magic because it feels believable. Now here's where the official blog fills in the gaps that the post itself does not show. Google says anyone with a Google account can now generate high-quality video clips in Google Vids using Veo 3.1 with 10 free generations every month for personal accounts. That is the headline. Then there is the broader package. Google AI Pro and Ultra users get custom music generation powered by Lyria. They also get more directable AI avatars. And Vids can now publish straight to YouTube. So the larger launch is not just text to video. It is a wider push to make Vids feel like a lightweight end-to-end creation suite. That context matters because otherwise you would watch the X post and think the whole launch is just a short birthday clip demo. It is not. The demo is simply the cleanest illustration of the product direction. The deeper strategic point is that creative software is changing shape. For a long time, video tools expected users to start with assets. You needed footage, B-roll, voice, music, or a design system before you could really begin. What these AI features do is remove that empty canvas problem. They let the user start with intent. That does not mean every generated clip will be amazing. It does not mean creators suddenly stop needing taste, editing judgment, or iteration. What it means is that the first pass gets cheaper. And once the first pass gets cheaper, more people can create something worth editing. That is why this launch matters. Not because a birthday video is revolutionary by itself, but because it points to a future where mainstream editing tools assume generation is built in, not bolted on. So if you translate this post into plain English, the workflow is simple. Type what you want. Generate a clip. Insert it immediately. Layer text and captions. Keep building inside one workspace. That is the selling point. And that is also why the post is effective. It shows the product in motion without drowning the viewer in feature jargon. You can watch it once and understand the pitch. Google Vids is trying to become the place where rough ideas turn into polished, shareable videos faster. For everyday users, that means greeting videos, recap clips, tutorial snippets, and quick promos get easier to make. For product teams, it means the path from concept to communicable draft gets shorter. And for the broader market, it means prompt-driven creation is moving from novelty into default workflow. That is the real read on this post. Google is making video creation more prompt-native, more integrated, and easier to ship from one place. And one last note, ConductorOSS.com works with all coding agents in the current setup, fully local. Repo link is in the description flow too.